Let's go ahead and begin. This is the project recipe for Flurry of Fun. Here's what it looks like. I feel like there's kind of a lot going on this one. No, I think last month was so basic that this one looks to me like, oh, there's so much going on, but I think it's going to come out cute. We are going to focus on Mittens and Flurry's border making cartridge. It's the top up here, but if you don't have that and you were going to use something else, then any like inset or knockout border making cartridge would look really nice there, whatever your theme is. Even an edge punch, I think, would look good right there. And then there's some cutting down here. We're going to talk about this particular piece quite a bit once we get to cutting it, because I want to point out a few things we can change if we don't want to do it the way they have it. Yeah, that's going to be our main focus, and the hardest part probably is that strip across the top, which is not going to be hard at all. Okay, so they used 3 pieces of patterned paper, and they're using the blue plaid and this blue swirly paper for the background pieces. Oh, let me put those aside. And then the papers that we're going to cut are the blue chevron piece right here, this light blue, and a piece of navy cardstock. So we need 4 pieces total. And we're going to begin with the blue chevron and our border making cartridge. And what they have us doing is cutting or punching the cartridge first and then cutting the paper. Now mine does have a direction and I put it in, let's see. Oh, they actually did it. Yeah, they did it this way. I guess it wouldn't really matter. Depends on how you want the lines going. And they have the lines on this one running horizontal when it comes out. So I'll just do the same. We're going to punch out 1 row. This is the cutest punch ever. It's very thematic though, right? So I don't know if I have a lot of snow pictures to use this a lot, but it's so cute. All the little fallout that comes out is just, I think it's super cute. Now let's cut it, but this is where I want to pause and kind of talk about what they did. They brought in the decorative trimmer, but there's a lot of options that we can do here. So see what they did here? We're going to cut it at 3 inches. So they have the mittened border punch out at the top, and then they cut 3 inches, and they used the wavy, actually they used this, what I like to call the swell edge of the decorative trimmer to give us this wavy thing. I think because it's a snowy kind of, I would always run to my decorative trimmer on any kind of snow photos as well. So I think that's probably why they did that. Over here, they also did it, but you can hardly see it. It looks almost like a straight line. If you don't have the decorative trimmer, you can just do a straight line across there. I also think a decorative blade would look really nice there. Also, if you didn't want this huge, it's 3 inches. If you didn't want that big of a border up there, you can make it smaller. I have a piece here, actually. Here's what it would look like. And if you just wanted a strip at the top, let's tuck that under so we can see it. You could always just do a strip at the top and leave more space on your layout to put more photos, because I really think we could squeeze in 2 photos right here if you had more photos, or of course a peekaboo pocket. I'm going to make it according to how they suggested using the decorative trimmer, but I just wanted to point out that you could use really anything or shrink it or however you wanted there. We want to cut this at 3 inches. Let me turn it, which is the hardest thing on this. Oh, I don't need this part. I think that's 3 inches. I'm going to double check mine here and make sure. And yeah, 3 inches. So I'm coming to the 3-inch line right over here. Okay, there's 1. I'm going to clean mine up. And we're going to do that again. Okay, there's number 2. We should have 6 inches left. Yeah. And then our next cut is going to be at the 4-inch mark. And we're going to do a one cut 4x12. This one will be for the left-hand side, but we're going to use the reverse side. I think this is one of the prettiest papers in this pack. I love that gray with those colors, the red and the blues. And then this one should be our 2-inch piece. And we're going to cut this into 5.5, into a 5.5-inch cut. And like I was saying, this one is going to be a journaling box, if that's what you want. If not, keep this strip and find another journaling box. And that's going to be for the right-hand page. And then this little piece is scrap. And now we just need to cut our navy cardstock. Okay, so they have us cutting 2 1.5-inch strips, which I felt like was a little big. And so I did some measuring earlier. We can get away with a 1-inch strip. This is 1 inch. No, this was 1.25. Let me get the 1 inch. It's up to you. There's a 1-inch strip if you want to save a little paper. It still fits. Well, it looks like it's not because of the way I'm holding it. But I'm just going to do what they said and do 1.5, but 1, 1.25, 1.5, they would all fit. And basically we're cutting these to go behind our mittens so that they show up. Okay, so we were going to cut 2 at 1.5 inches, 1 for each side. And now the rest of this is going to be used for photo mats. So except for one little piece for our journaling box. So if you don't have photos for tonight or you don't want to do the mats, then you can skip this part. It's going to be for these 3 photo mats over here and a little bit of a piece for this right here. Now, if you're going to try and squeeze on another photo actually right here. Yeah, in fact, let's talk about this photo because I don't know. They used a 5.5 by 4-inch photo. I'm not really sure why they did that because, oh, I know why. Because they wanted it to be a 1/2 inch all the way around and they're only left with 6 inches here. But there's plenty of room to come down. You see that it's 4.5 by 6. And we could have go down to 6.5. But our little frame for our journaling box would be a little bit off. But if you wanted to try and save paper, you can do 2 of these at 4 by 6 inches and then trim your photo a little bit and you have plenty of room to do that. Just a suggestion. In fact, I think I might make mine a little bit longer. Yeah, I think I'm going to make it 6.5 and grab a little scrap to finish off my journaling box. I'm going to make mine a 4.5 by 6.5. So mine's going to come down a little bit longer. And I want to kind of capture this piece right here for my journaling box mat. So I'm just going to calculate here. I need 9 inches. Yeah, 9 inches. 9 inches. Hopefully that's not confusing. By 4.5. So these will be 2 mats right here for the left-hand page. And then this one I'm going to cut at 6.5 to be oh yeah, that's actually on the left-hand page as well. And then somewhere between these two, I will create a journaling box with a mat. Okay, and that's our cutting. We are ready to assemble, and I am going to follow what they have. So I'm going to use the blue plaid and the blue flurries. I think I'm going to turn my stripes to be this way. First, let's start with the left-hand page. First thing we want to do is adhere our cardstock behind our mittens, because it really helps to pop those out. And then this is going to go right up here at the top. And this 4 by 12-inch piece is going to layer right on top of that. And then it goes like that. Our photos, this big photo mat will go right here. And let's go ahead and put, let's see where they have these. They kind of have it up, kind of overlapping that. Oh, you know what? We got to put our stickers on first. We won't adhere those yet. And here's where I'm saying we can get another one on. Because if you brought it all the way up here, of course, you won't see your swell. So it really depends on what you want. I don't have photos for mine yet. I know I'm going to use this in my daughter's. I'm going to be making her a national park book. And so she did a couple of them in the snow. It's this one. It's the blue. I guess that's a snowflake. And if you wanted to save a little bit of your border sticker, in fact, let's do that. Put these back on because we can actually save some of our border sticker if we want to. Now we just have to stick a little under here. So let's cut off 2 of those. And a little bit at the top. We need about 4. Let's cut that. There, that way it gives the illusion that there is a whole row, but that's a nice big piece for another project. Okay, let's put this one here loosely until we decide. So it does kind of hang off a little bit. Let's move it over. I can get a full-size photo here and even use a peekaboo pocket if I want to later. And then we have 3 photos, 4x6 photos that are going to go right here vertically. And it's really hard to see in their photo. If they went over, it looks like they did go over this border. That's why I was saying we could do a straight cut if we wanted to, or a smaller one. Or you can bring it down. There's plenty of room. Let's see what that looks like. But regardless, they all go across in a row. So depending on what look you're going for, I can bring them down and then I could still see my swell. And then our border sticker comes over here. So since I don't have my photos, I need to do that sticker. Take the sticky off of mine, the top part, so that I could slide the photos under when I get them. Okay, so where are we going to place this thing? Let's bring my ruler in and a photo for guiding. Actually, we could do it. You just have to work with your photos and what you think you're going to want. I'm going to come down a little more. Let's come down to 3 inches. I don't like it. I'm going to come up. I feel like this is a big waste of space. So I'm going to put this actually right here at 3. Let's see here. What is that? 3 3/8. I'm going to start my, but again, just do your, whatever your photos. I'm going to put my ruler back down so it's pretty straight as I could get it. And the idea is to slide those photos under there when I get the photos. Okay. There's no photo mats on this side, just those 3 across there. Now let's work on our journaling spot before we move on to embellishing and decide what it is we're going to do. So we're either going to bring back in this, which is kind of cute. I think that's cute to use the same paper, brings that paper in down here. I'm just going to clean it up. I like the length of it. It's 2 inches wide by, what did we do? 5.5. So I'll bring in 6 inches by 2.5, which is also cute because we're bringing in that navy to the other side. So it'll look like that. I like that. Okay, so I put my journaling box here. I kind of scooted it way to the other side. And then we're ready to do some embellishing. I have to commit to this one. Well, I guess I'll just do the one. And I'll put it on lightly. They did 3 clusters. No, they did 4. They did one up here, a big one. Let's move this, a big one down here. And they did one over here, but I know I'm going to slide mine closer to my journaling box. That's just what I like to do. And then they actually had a small one right up there. What does it say? Out exploring. Okay, I like that one. I have to be careful for what I'm going to put on here. I'm not going to probably use the same on, well, some of them I'm going to use the same, but like go fish and fishing hole, I'm going to do something different. I'm pretty sure my daughter has never been ice fishing before. So I'm just going to overlap my trees. In fact, I think I will take the sticky off so I can play with them a little bit. Yeah, I like that. And then I do like that they said, or they used the extreme, ooh, it's big, extreme adventure. Smooth that out before I end up. What I'll probably do is try to get the title to kind of overlap around those trees. And I'm okay with it coming up into my mat a little because this was an extra large mat, so it's 4.5 inches. I know I'll have some room there. And if it's overlapping the photo, it's not going to be a lot. And then this one says adventure. Yeah, and they did something like this. I think I'll have that overlapping those trees as well. Up here. So I know I'm not going to want one sticker just floating off there into space. So I am going to use the one they suggest. It's cute. Out exploring, out exploring. So I'm going to put a cluster base. And I went through my box. I had a few that were navy. The sticker, there we go. I like it like that. So I'm going to keep that like that. Over here, they used have a nice day. It's cute. But I'll probably come in with this heart or something over here instead. And then 2 little snowflakes. Let's do a big one and a smaller one. I want this touching my journaling box. So I'm going to move my snowflakes over here. And then up here, oh yeah, this was a cute one up here because they did actually use some hiking boots, which I thought were perfect. I like this one that says trail access. I'm going to use that instead of the fishing hole, and a little pair of snow goggles, which I am going to use. I'm going to do like that. Okay. And then a couple little finishing touches. I'm going to come back down by the trees here, and they put a couple little white stars. You look really closely on the sheet, you'll see a couple little white stars. Do that and do that. I do feel like I need something else over here. Maybe some, just let's see if we like the white stars. I mean, no, maybe too much white. Maybe a blue. Bring these in a little closer. There we go. Up at the top, do feel like I need something else up there. What the snow flurry. Yeah, I kind of like that. That's cute. Okay. I'm going to see if I have any little gems that I could bring in. I'm thinking maybe some blue, especially on this. No, I don't think I need anything right there. I think I want 3 of them, actually. And I'll do something like this. Kind of put them in a little arch. So, of course, I'm just going a little rogue now. There we go. That's cute. And there we go. It's cute. I do feel like I'm going to want to put another photo on there.